BBC Hooniverse.
You're watching the TGM production.
Hello. Welcome to the main channel, Tom Mason. Yes. Welcome. I bid you welcome. Yes. Now, normally when I go, welcome, that's because I'm still trying to work out exactly what the first word will be, because I like the idea of pressing record going, Doctor Who, diddle-a-doo, 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 Doctor Who. Doctor Who, da da da, Doctor Who, da 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 da, Doctor Who, Doctor That's what I like to do. That is my impression of me thinking of what to say while saying whatever I thought I was saying with the Doctor Who theme tune rolling around my head. Mainly the gag there was trying to replicate that time once Chris Johnson from the CBC office, when it was the CBC office, sorry, CBC HQ, was stood there with the toy TARDIS going, and Hacker was confused. So, let's delve into the cameo. Well, let's call this, I always think of the title last, concept first. So let's call this references. Who references? Right? Or, yeah. Why not? So, our reference that we're using, and let me just get a demonstration item. We're going to talk about Chris Johnson, mainly, doing the Doctor Who Diddle-a-dee on CBC's CBC HQ. So, here is the reconstruction of that scene. Imagine Chris Johnson sat on a chair. A bloke sat on a chair, if you don't know who Chris Johnson is, right? And he's like that. Because he has the accent on his desk. And then the Hacker's like, what are you doing? And then the thing goes on. I think the CBC office is a good place to go for references. Because on the desks at that time, 2010-ish, the different presenters, right? So Dodge had Cookie, his little teddy in a shopping trolley, or Hacker had Harry Tunju, or the Lime, I can't think of the Lime's name, whilst we're dropping out at this. And Chris Johnson had Doctor Who memorabilia, because previously to that, Chris Johnson was in the Five Who Fans, which is a Doctor Who YouTube group that I've tried to make several channels like that. Anyway, so he had a lot of Doctor Who memorabilia on his desk. Now, because of that, having stuff like this, I'm just making sure the recorder's near me so I can see if we're still recording audio or not. So, having a TARDIS like this, or something bigger, meant that he could make gags or make references to Doctor Who. So every so often he'll do a Doctor Who gag sketch. Every so often he'll hold up the toy and go woo, or he'll wear a Fourth Doctor scarf. Or when it was the 50th anniversary, he would mention that Doctor Who's on later on BBC One because A, he's allowed to do that because he's on the CBC channel, and B, he's a big fan of Doctor Who, so why not? There's one in the old office back in London, because when he did it was in Manchester. In the London CBC office, he, if I'm not mistaken, met Karen Gillian, I think. if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, was in the TARDIS, as in she was in Doctor Who, and I think she popped by the set of Series C for something, and Chris was trapped in a cage the entire time because Hacker, it was either Hacker or Ian, I can't remember now, didn't want him to be involved. He didn't want him to get overly fan about it and ask too many stupid questions according to the other person, so he was trapped in a cage. So I think that having CBBC in its between program segments, that people now on YouTube love to get rid of the programs in between and just merge the continuities together, it adds to the references, it adds to the pool of anyone can be a Doctor Who fan. At that point, Sarah Jane Adventures was in CBBC's roster, so having Doctor Who references with Sarah Jane on the channel, I think works extremely, and once more extremely well, because I think that it utilises sort of the skills it's got and utilises the personality of our presenters. So having Black Lace knocking about once is because Hacker's involved in loving the song Agadoo, so Black Lace wanted to sing Agadoo, and so that was a gag that worked really well for Hacker. And so the Doctor Who gags for Chris Johnson worked really well because A, he had Doctor Who memorabilia on his desk, B, he's made it clear he's a massive fan of Doctor Who, and C, he used to be in the Five Who fans, so he's good at doing Doctor Who based comedy because the Five Who fans are known for doing Doctor Who based comedy. It's comedy based around Doctor Who. Not always was it successful in its attempts in humour, but it worked. Also, the two animated David Tennant stories, Dreamland and I can't remember the other one, both aired on the CBBC channel on a day that Chris Johnson was in the office, because there's a roster of it. It's like when you have a shift, if you will. So it adds to the overarching sort of, I get that, that's brilliant type feeling, and I think that that's an excellent thing. So, there we have it. Who references? I referenced it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. I'm gonna walk off now. Don't forget to subscribe to the official Tom Mason YouTube channel.